Hi, this is Kristen Campbell, and I'm going to go over the exam 3 write-on problems. Sorry if you can't see very well on my laptop. It has kind of a low resolution. Okay, so for question number 1, it gives you like a section of choice words that you can pick from, and it asks you a certain syndrome that can happen or disease, and you're asked to pick which ones go along with that disease. And so for the first one, it talks about which of the terms are associated with Patu syndrome. And I put aneuploidy, trisomy, and non-disjunction are with that one. For part B, it says which of the following terms are associated with conventional Down syndrome. And I put aneuploidy, trisomy, and non-disjunction. And then for part C, it says which of the above terms is associated with Turner syndrome. And that's going to be aneuploidy, monosomy, and non-disjunction. And then which of the terms are associated with Cry-Du-Chat syndrome, and that's going to be deletion. And then for type A hemophilia for part E, that's going to be an inversion. For question number 2, it gives you a strand of DNA, and it's the template strand, it says. And then it gives you 2 primers, both RNA sequences, obviously because they're primers. And then for part A, it says indicate the polarity of the primers on the image above. Hopefully you can see. So I just rewrote everything, and then for the polarity, both of them are already in their 5' to 3' state in the question already. And for part B, it says, what is the DNA sequence that will be synthesized between the primers? So that's going to be part B right here. Hopefully you can see it. C, G, A, G, C, T, A, C, T, C, C, A, G, G, C, A, C, G, C. And then for part C, it asks which direction, left to right, is the replication fork moving as the daughter strand is being synthesized. I put right to left because it'll go 5' to 3'. And since it's 3' to 5', it'll go this way from right to left. And then which of the 2 primers was synthesized first? And I said primer A was synthesized first because if we look at the template strand, it's going to have the 3. It's going from the 3' to the 5', and then if you synthesize that, it's going to be synthesized 5' to 3', which is going to make A come first. Okay, and then for question number 3, I think it's just easier to show what this is. Just the allele compositions, and it talks about an inversion, and it asks the products of meiosis if there's a crossover between T and U. So we're going to get, these are the 4 compositions. And I'll read them out loud to you. The first 2 are just going to be the same, the normal chromosome and the inversion chromosome. So those are 2 products that we already have in the problem above. But then for the last 2, you're going to have capital L, capital M, capital N, and then a centromere there. And then you're going to have capital O, capital P, capital Q, capital R, capital S, capital T. And then from here on out, the rest are going to be lowercase. And it's going to be U, V, W, R, Q, P, O. And then another centromere between O and N. And then N, M, L. And then for the last allele, it's going to be capital X, capital W, capital V, capital U, and then lowercase t, lowercase s, and lowercase x. Okay. And then for question 4, it gives you 2 strands of DNA, and it asks for part A, it asks which strand, upper or lower, is the template strand and which strand is the coding strand. And so since we have the +1 region or site, it's going to be an A, that A is going to be telling us which one is the coding strand, because that's what the +1 site has. And so that the bottom is going to be the coding strand, and the top is going to be the template strand. For part B, it asks what the sequence of the mRNA molecule produced from the DNA molecule is going to be. And we have that right here, and I'll read that off just in case you can't read it. So it's going to be, this is going from 3' to 5', G, U, A, U, A, A, U, U, G, A, A, G, U, C, C, G, A, G, U, U, G, C, C, A, U, A, A, U, A, U, G, G, C, U. And that's 3' to 5' again. And then for part C, it says, in which direction, left or right, is the coding strand relative to the +1 site? Would the -10 and -35 sequences be located? So I said to the right for that one. And then for part D, it says, in which direction, left or right, along the coding strand relative to the +1 site would the terminator be located? And I said to the left for that. And that concludes my write-on. Thanks for listening.